Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to part 2 of Jackie's Cooking. We're making our delicious Sunday dinner with beautiful barbecue ribs, and now we're getting ready to make our delicious Haitian rice with red beans, also known as Diri Kole. Alright, so we got some Jasmine rice. You could also use basmati or parboiled rice. We have some celery, garlic, some small red beans, Scotch bonnet pepper, bell pepper, garlic, a can of diced tomatoes, or you could use fresh tomatoes as well. Where we said the garlic. Okay, we got some onions that we're going to chop. We have some cloves. It's optional, but it adds that delicious, it lends flavor, but it's not cute to bite on. Okay, we got our delicious green seasoning. We have a video for that as well. Our seasoning salt, black pepper, our Sazon, our oil, and some chicken bouillon seasoning. Okay, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go ahead and do so, and don't forget to press that notification bell so you can get weekly updates on all of my delicious recipes. Okay, so now we have our pot. We put some water in the pot. We're going to add our red beans. I already cleaned them, rinsed them, and sorted through them. Okay, and we're going to add some celery to that, and some onion and garlic. This is how I remember how my mother, my aunt, my grandmother used to make this rice growing up. It flavors the water, it adds flavor to the beans. And the thing is, guys, we're not going to throw away the water after these beans are finished, okay? We're not going to do that because that water is going to add the color to our rice, okay? Okay, now we're adding our garlic. All you gotta do is take the back of a knife, and with 1 or 2 whacks, you'll be able to remove that sleeve. Okay, so guys, I boiled this for about an hour and a half, and I'm going to show you what we're looking for. Okay, we are looking for, it's pretty hot when I was handling this. When you're able to press it in between your hands easily, that means the beans are done. Okay, on medium heat, press it in between your hands, and that means the beans are done. Do not overcook this, okay? And save that broth. Okay, so now we are going to kick out our pot, and we are going to add some oil. Our pot is nice and hot, so we're just waiting for the oil to get hot. And we are going to add our onions that have been chopped. I had a combination of red and white onions, I guess because I didn't have enough white onions, but I had plenty of red onions. Either or, it's lending beautiful flavor. The sound of the onions hitting the oil, and when it starts to permeate, is amazing. Simply amazing. Okay, so we're sauteing that. Okay, and we're doing this on medium heat. Okay, we're going to saute the onions until they start getting translucent. Now we're adding our garlic. You could mince the garlic, or if you have a pestle and a mortar, or in Haiti they call it pilon, or Spanish they say pilon. So you could just pound it with the pestle and mortar. And again, that's another layer of flavor, aroma with the oil. What a beautiful marriage. Now guys, in the beginning, if you remember, I had a bell pepper, but I didn't use the bell pepper. If you want to use the bell pepper, you can, but I left the bell pepper out. Alright, so now we are adding our green seasoning. Now guys, this green seasoning, I have a video for it. This green seasoning, it has cilantro and parsley and scallion and onion and more garlic. Oh, God. Bell pepper, it's so good. It's the basis for a lot of dishes, especially in Haiti. So good. Okay, it's so good. You can marinate with it, season with it. I even put some of it when I'm making potato salad or macaroni salad. It's just that good. So we're going to saute those flavors together. We're creating like a marriage, a dance in our pot. Okay, and I'm adding a little bit more oil because, of course, when you're frying, for some reason, the oil starts to evaporate. So we're adding a little bit more because we don't want this to stick. Okay. So guys, now we're adding our beans. The beans were drained in a colander. Okay, so you're going to now saute your beans. Again, do not throw away that broth. Okay. So we are now sauteing the beans. We're building up flavor. We're adding our Sazon. Some black pepper. I will have the recipe. The recipe will be in the description box below. And you could adjust the pepper if it's not that much. If you want more pepper, add more pepper. If it's too much, then add less. We are now adding our chicken bouillon seasoning. You could also use the little Maggies or sopitas in this too. It's equivalent to chicken bouillon. Okay, we're just sauteing this in this beautiful oil. And this is what this is doing, is intensifying flavor. That's what gives the rice that. Okay, now we're adding some seasoning salt. Okay, when you're making rice, guys, you can't be afraid to season it, especially when you're making seasoned rices like this, because you don't want the rice tasting bland. Okay, so it's when we start adding the water, you got to taste the water. You got to taste your food to make sure you have the right amount of seasonings. But again, I'm going to put the rest. I will have the recipe below in the description box. So you have to taste your water to make sure it has the right amount of salt per your taste. Okay. Have those beans frying beautifully in that oil with that garlic and onion and the green seasoning. Okay, now I'm adding a can of diced tomatoes. Okay, you can use fresh. You don't necessarily. The reason why I add this, because it helps vibrate. It makes the color of the rice more vibrant. Takes it to an extra step. Now we're adding the broth. Again, that broth is very important because either or the rice will be brown, but just adding the crushed tomatoes, the diced tomatoes will just take the color up a notch. Okay? So now we're tasting the water. Remember what I said before? It is very important that you taste your food. Especially when you're making rice, you want to make sure that the flavors are well. Okay? So now we're taking our Scotch bonnet pepper and we just punctured the cloves into the pepper. Okay? So when it's time to take it out, everything comes out. The cloves add delicious flavor, and the essence of the Scotch bonnet peppers add what we need to it. Okay, you don't want to break the pepper or you're gonna have some spicy, really spicy rice, and you don't want that. Okay, it's just to lend flavor. I added a little bit more seasoned salt. Okay, cloves lend their flavor. It's not a cute thing to bite on for me. I remember growing up biting on cloves, especially when I used to eat this rice. Ugh. So guys, we have our water's boiling now to where we want it to. And okay, right now again you're going to keep tasting your water, but as you can see, I'm skimming off the froth that's on the water. Okay, I'm just skimming that off. I'm throwing that away. Okay, we're tasting our water to see maybe we might need a little bit more salt. What I did do, I did add a pinch of sugar because of the acidity of the tomato. I mean, it wasn't overwhelming, but I just want to add that little bit of sugar just to help balance out that extra acidity from the tomatoes. Okay, so now we are getting ready to add our rice. My rice has been cleaned in cold water. Okay, that was the sugar that I had added. Okay, my rice has been washed. Always clean your rice, because you know rice goes through different hands and so forth, and you want to sort through it and just rinse it. Okay, in some cold water. And I'm going to show you how to get that perfectly grainy rice, okay? Now, we're going to add the rice, and you're looking for that pyramid effect, okay? It's like a dome where the rice is exposed over the broth. That's what we're looking for, okay? It gives you the knowledge that this is the proportion of water to rice, and this is what we're going to use to get that nice grainy rice. Okay, I can't stand mushy rice. Okay, I just used a little water to get the rest of the grains out of the bowl. Okay, but you see that dome over the water? That's what we're looking for. See, especially with rices like jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is one of those rices that don't need a lot of water. So if you're making 3 cups of rice, you would use 3.5 cups of water. This is about 4 cups of rice, so it's about 4.5 cups of water. So it's always an extra half a cup more, especially with this kind of rice, okay? And this is going to help it be grainy. So now we're going to turn our heat up to high, and we're going to let that boil. Okay, so now our water is boiling with the rice, and we're gonna bring that heat down to a medium low, okay? And we're not fully turning the rice yet, because you don't want to overstir the rice now until you're getting ready to cover it. So we're just doing a little scraping, okay, as you can see. Okay, there's still a little water present, so we're waiting for that water to completely disappear. And once that happens, we're going to bring it down to low. Okay, and then we're going to cover our rice. Okay. Okay, so now we're bringing it down to low because the water disappeared, and we're going to give it one. It's like a folding effect. You don't want to overstir it. So I'm starting at the bottom to scrape anything. Okay. Okay. And now I'm going to take some aluminum foil. Okay, you see how I'm stirring that gently? Okay, and I'm going to use some aluminum foil to ensure me that that heat is going to be trapped in there so it could create that nice strong steam to cook my rice. Okay, we're going to put the lid on, leave it alone for about 20 or 25 minutes, walk away, leave it alone on low heat. Then we're going to come back to it, and this is our rice. Okay, we're going to, again, you have to taste to make sure it's nice and cooked, but this is what we're looking for, that nice, fluffy, grainy rice. Okay. And now, guys, our rice is done. You see the pieces of garlic. Now we are going to plate our dinner. You know, I didn't go overboard with the Sunday dinner. You know, I could have went there. I was going to make some sweet potatoes, but So, but as you can see, this is our delicious full off the bone ribs with our Haitian rice and beans, du lac pois Kole, and a simple spring salad. Guys, enjoy this. Be blessed. Just don't smack nobody and don't let nobody smack you.